Good, Mark. That's what I like. That's what I like to see.
Good job, Mark. Good job, Mark. Yeah. Hey, Mark, I didn't get to say it today too. A thought that I had afterwards. Like you might want to try contacting like 5 to 10, in another genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to say what it is. This is a private tactic, but Mark, in another genre, just to hedge a little bit. Maybe next step, maybe contact 10 of those and just put it out there since it's easy and see if you get any bites on those. So anyways, hey, Facebook, how we doing? Yeah, so here we go. The pandemic is back. Now what? And the thing that I'll say too about this is like, whether you're, because it's clearly like this pandemic is perceived by many to be a highly politically charged issue, right? It's like, there's people on one side, there's people on the other. People think it's, there's not, like it's not a big deal. And then there's people that think it is. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to you. We're here to talk business, and let's look at it from an art business perspective. Okay. And the reality is that here's just the bottom line. Nothing is opening soon. Nothing. Right. And it's probably until after the election, maybe even beyond. Just because it's such a charged thing right now, and like regardless of where the data is or what's going on. And so the truth of the matter is that
how opposed parents are, okay, where I am with the fact that your kids are not going back to school full time. Do you know how devastating that is on like 55 different levels? Like it's insanity.
It's isn't it hard? Like as a dad of 3 kids, you're a dad of 2 kids. It's hard to even think about. It's like, no, you're like, no. This can't be happening, right? Like they've got to open, right? So anyways, but here's the thing. Now what, right? Now what? And you know what I say? The same thing that we've been preaching for the last 3 or 4 months, right? Same thing we've been preaching for years, right? It's if you haven't already moved on, if you haven't already moved to the new business model, executing, building your own direct business and doing it online and taking advantage of that and building your marketing muscles, your business, learning how to run a business online, investing in yourself. If you're not doing that yet, and if you're brand new and you haven't done it yet, no worries. Like this is fantastic. You just walked into the greatest time ever to be an artist or a photographer by like a mile, right? That just went, and we could talk about that in a second, but that opportunity just went up by like 300%. If you thought it was going to be nice to be, an artist or a photographer in January, and you were looking at that like lifestyle or whatever you wanted to do with it, maybe have a business you retire on, let me just tell you that the ability to do that and run that business from home and have a significant revenue business, like multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, maybe even $1 million business, that's what we're on track for. We're going to try to build that with a couple of our people. It is the truth. It is real. Like the opportunity just 3x'd in a matter of 3 months. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. But in regards to strategy, like if you were around and if you were around and you got hurt by the art shows not being around and by the galleries closing down and all of those things, like you already should have moved on. And if you haven't, you got to move on immediately. Like don't sit here and wait around. This pandemic is not going away anytime soon. People are freaked out about it. Everybody's treating it a little bit differently, but the lockdowns are sort of happening again in some of these states. And this is just like, you got to just move on. You can't rely on this. It's not good. You can't rely on it. You got to move on, and just move forward.
I would also say, like, the wildest thing about the pandemic, and I'm not making light of this situation, okay? Disclaimer. Like, he and I continue to talk to a whole bunch of new customers on 3 days a week, weekly basis, potential customers and new artists and photographers. And you do that for as many weeks as we've done it. And the stories are freaking gut wrenching. Like thriving, healthy businesses completely cut off just in one shot, boom, done, right? And the terrifying thing now that we see now is, I think a lot of people approached it optimistically speaking, right? Optimistically speaking, and they said, okay, this is an extraordinary time in our nation's history. We've never been through anything like this. This is incredible. I'm okay. I'm well enough off financially that I can afford to wait and take some time off, right? That time's come and gone now, right? like the people that were like a wait and see
Right.
attitude. And now we have like a whole secondary wave of these people that are like, okay, things are about to get real in my damn household. My business was great. All of these things keep getting canceled. No online is coming back. No offline things are coming back. None of the shows are coming back. What the heck am I going to do? And that's terrifying. And in some ways, I use this example from Get Shorty. You ever see the movie Get Shorty?
Oh yeah.
So there's
with
this
Danny
Get Shorty.
DeVito.
Yeah, Danny DeVito and John Travolta. So there's Get Shorty, the first one, and then there's whatever the second one is. I can't remember. Get Shorty 2 or whatever. And in there's that line, and it's like, what do you tell somebody with 2 black eyes? That nothing. It's already been told twice. Right. And I think about that, and that's kind of what this pandemic is, right? Like the first one was like, boom, it was your black eye, right? And now it's coming to whack you again if you didn't start taking the steps necessary to build your freaking business to be able to sell, no matter the health crisis or riots or whatever the heck else this crazy world throws us between now and election day.
Yeah. So like there's the positive and the negative, right? The negative is like for all of those people who got everything pulled out from underneath them, and they've got to start building something out. They have to build a direct business a different way. It's always going to be the more stable way anyway. So it's a good thing. Like that's a positive for them. But the other positive is just the fact that the opportunity is greater than ever. It's unbelievable. I mean, you guys, the entire demand of the art market has moved online. Like, I want you to think in your mind about every single retail art gallery in the country. I want you to think also about every single retail art show that would happen in an entire year in the United States, right? Or anywhere in the world, doesn't matter. And all of the business that was going to be done at all of that, right? That would normally be done. All of that demand, as they say in economic terms, has gone online. Why do you think when we talk about the fact that we're having, like our artists and photographers that are on our storefronts, our members, are having record levels of sales, Black Friday levels of sales every single week on their own websites, not ours, theirs, right? nickfriendfineart.com, whatever the artist's name is or photographer, they're driving traffic to their own websites, right? Using our strategies, and they're having more than ever, and they're having the highest level of sales. Just again last week, right? 140% growth again. It's and the revenue number was higher than the last like 3 weeks in a row, wasn't it? You remember that? The revenue, like looked at that, and it's like I made the marketing team who prepares all these metrics on Mondays for our marketing meeting. I made them like scroll up on the sheet. You remember that? I was like, can you please go look at Black Friday exactly? Because I think last week just beat it, like straight up. I mean, you're talking about like, there's no good reason for that, Pat. It's the second week of July. Normally nothing is going on the second week of July, right? There is no good reason for that. And you're telling me that it's Black Friday volume? I mean, it's just incredible. And so that's like the biggest positive of the whole thing. So if you already made a decision, to build a direct business, and you're investing in yourself for where the future of the market is, and you're like, and like the pandemic and all of the problems of the pandemic with the art market are in your rear view mirror, you're in a great spot. You are in an absolute great spot.
Yeah. And I like, deep down, I'm an extremely optimistic person, and I'm not dispassionate about the fact that, it's terrifying. And I think the long-term economic effects are actually going to be really, really bad, because this is just like wave 2 of every bar, every restaurant that was like just getting back on their feet, all of a sudden getting whacked again. But we have to balance it out, right? Like all of that sucks, and there's nothing we can do. It's outside of our control. On the flip side of things, no international travel, no time out for drinks, right? Which means very few babysitters for parents, right? No expensive meals, no expensive travel, no big events or concert tickets. Like this, like for art, I'm saying, in photography, and especially as we move forward to Q4, the one positive is that more disposable income and more time spent in the home. Home decor is going to win. It's just going to keep winning. It's not going to stop. Winning. Like the winners are just the winners, right? Like, our business, software, SaaS software, huge winner. I mean, we used some of that tweet this morning, which is so true. Like the winners are just going to keep on winning, and on one part, yeah, on one part, I'm really sad and like heartbroken to what's happening to our country, and like a whole lot of like, people's lives is terrifying. And yet on the other hand, we have like, the joy that our solution is equipping people better than ever before. Our customers are kicking more butt than ever before. And now, as we stare down the barrel of Q4 coming, it's likely going to be the biggest Q4 in our sales in the last 10 years. Overall volume,
It is.
I bet it goes 10x. I said it earlier today. I believe.
Me too.
Honestly, believe it.
Me too. Wait till you see the numbers that we will be publishing. I will just tell you right now, like there's no doubt about it. And we're going to get crazy. You know, it is going to be such a fun fourth quarter in terms of the marketing tactical with all of the artists and photographers we work with. I mean, it's going to be bonkers. I can't wait. Like all the stuff that we're going to be doing, like just, it's going to be better than ever, because you know what? The truth of the matter is, like, we believe this so much that we are going to step on that gas as hard as we can. Right. Like our philosophy is in our marketing and business coaching, right, is that we are giving our team, okay, our leadership team is giving all of our artists and photographers the exact plan that we would give you if we were running your business, that we would do if we were running your business ourselves, right? And so you can imagine we're just gonna be like, it's gonna be crazy, the type of stuff that we're doing. I mean, and it's worth it because everybody's gonna be fighting for attention as they always are, right? Yeah. And it's, you gotta get in front of people. You gotta have the right strategies and tactics in order to get there. But back to your point though, about like the home decor sales. I mean, what's another interesting thing that's happened? And it's shocked the whole economy is what is it? Residential home sales. Like nothing happened to the real estate market. It's actually like thriving right now.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of the, oh my goodness, it's blowing up everywhere, right? And like that was something that nobody thought was going to happen. But when you understand it, you realize what's going on, and it ties right into the home decor. Okay, what is it? It's that people are fleeing cities. Okay, and that's only beginning. They were already going to do that because of the pandemic, but it's already happening, right? And they're like, everybody's valuing, having their own home, right? Like, millennials for years.
Fleeing the cities. I literally read this morning that if you tried to call U-Haul to get a one-way U-Haul rental out of Chicago, it's 3.5 weeks out.
Yep. I know, it's crazy. And I've got a buddy who is in the mortgage business, like very high up. And he said appraisals right now are taking longer than ever because there's just so many to do. There's so many to do that they're just totally backed up. And
nobody wants the guy in their house, right? Like,
right. Exactly. So if you keep going down, if you go down the rabbit hole in this, right? We're talking about people, the value of having your own home where you want it to be has gone through the roof because you might get stuck in it, right? You don't want to get stuck in a small apartment or condo. People that are stuck in small condos in New York are like hating life, right? It's just like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me right now? And so with all of that, there's more attention on the home. There's just more attention on it. Like I'm gonna, I want my home to be a place where I'm going to be, and then
new all of it.
Exactly. New office, like new home office. More work is going to be done from home.
It's the convergence of everything all coming.
And you know what's even
for 10 years. Like
it's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I also love about it, Pat? The thing that I love for professional artists and photographers, specifically like our type of customer, right? Is that, because you are home more, because you care more about it, like because there's more attention on it, like there is way more of a propensity to buy something that matters to you. And therefore you will spend more money on it. People will be spending more and more money on it. I think that's why we're seeing the level of sales. Like, it's not just like, oh, I just need to outfit my home that I don't really, it doesn't really matter. I'm barely there. I'm coming to and forth. Let's get a nice boat picture on the wall here, right? It's like, no. This is now my space, right? How am I going to dial this in the way that I really want it? And I think that there's just more attention on our home environments than ever before, right? And I think that's going to continue. As more people are buying properties and buying homes, that's where the market's going to be. The other part too is that, like, do you know how much tourist traffic, like, do you know how many art shows were reliant upon tourist traffic, tourists coming in. Like, think about Newport Beach and Laguna Beach. Laguna Beach, one of the biggest art, maybe the biggest art city in the country in terms of like art gallery and art sold per capita. It's got to be up there. It's got to be up there, right? I mean, there's an art gallery. There's like 3 art galleries for every like store. You know, it's incredible. Yeah. But like all of the big shows there, like the Sawdust Festival and the Pageant of the Masters, all that stuff, right? All in the middle of the summer in prime time, Orange County, California. You know, time to be there in the summer. You know, that's when you want to be there. And with all the travel, like tourist travel, like going down, well, you know, locals will go, but you know, there's only so much of like the locals are already there, you know, and there's so much of that traffic, foot traffic that would have come through to buy the products. And that goes for Hawaii, that goes for Florida, that goes for everywhere. That's a tourist destination where a lot of those art shows are populated and are, you know, and have attendees that are coming from out of town. That's not good for any of that anyway, right? Even if it opened back up. So it's just, the game has just completely changed in so many different ways. And the truth is that if you were reliant upon the art shows, it's a big problem, but you can change that. You can change it. And actually it's a blessing for you because the opportunity is bigger than ever. You just got to get started on it.
Yeah. Did you see this comment on Instagram earlier? Because, you know, you're in a hot spot. Okay. You're in Austin, a massive city, right? I'm in Orange County in California. Like, you know, where do you think a show would not be canceled? And Daniel's in here going, you know, there's a show in Whitefish, Montana, right? Like, that's a place where the infection rate is so low, right? Like, a small population. Like, why would they cancel that show in Whitefish, Montana, of all places? The fact is that, dude, people are terrified right now, and everything is getting canceled, and writing's on the wall, and it ain't ending, and it's likely going to go through the whole cold season. Like,
people are canceling their vacations. You know, like we had a vacation, my family and I had a vacation plan for the end of May, right when my kids got out of school. We canceled that, obviously, right? And then we rebooked it. When things looked like they were getting back again, we rebooked it for August, and then we just canceled it. You know? And the reason we did is because my wife and I talked about it, and we're like, we don't know what's going to happen, and we can't take a chance that we're going to get stuck or locked down in any state, or we try to come back to our state and then we're quarantined for a couple of weeks, or some things that are just, it's just not worth it. No. Yeah, it's not even worth it. So what are we doing? We're looking at going to the Gulf again, right? Like we're going local, and we're going to try to go somewhere and like postpone the trip. And, you know, maybe we just postpone it to next year, but maybe we'll just go somewhere for, you know, 3 or 4 days and leave it at that. But there is a perfect example. We were going to go to like South Carolina and North Carolina, like along the coast there. It's done. It's not happening, right? So if I was there, I surely would have gone to some art galleries and art shows there. I love doing that, you know? Not happening. But how many people are like that, right?
As I look at my peer group, like 2 families out of 10 have had the temerity to still be able to still get in the car and drive somewhere. No, I got one buddy that's flown down to Mexico. That's it. And you know him, George actually is in Mexico right now. Looks pretty amazing. But other than that, none of the rest of my friends have, like, no chance. Like, nope, not leaving, not gonna expose my family to it. Like, you know, all of the above.
Yep. So anyways, you guys know what to do. We'll be talking about this, and it's all that matters, right? You got to move on. Yeah. You got to move your business forward. And anyways, on that note, I should say that tomorrow, Patrick and I have a non-art storefronts customer workshop. So if you're not a customer and you want free art business consulting, okay? It could be marketing question, it could be any business question, all right? That's what we do. That's what we specialize in. If your business is stuck, come talk to us, okay? It's gonna be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Central, 2 Eastern, all right? And in order to attend, get on our email list, all right? Make sure you like us on Facebook too, because we'll go live on Facebook. But if you're on our email list, you'll get the Zoom link to join the actual Zoom call. And then you can get on there and participate. You know, we always ask everybody to think about the one thing that's holding you back. What is it? What is it? No matter where you're at, if you're brand new, starting your art career, or just getting back to it, or you've been around for a while and maybe your sales are stuck somewhere, maybe they're stuck at 20,000, you know, a year, or 50,000 or 100,000, doesn't matter, right? Or you're somebody who's been in galleries and doing art shows traditionally, and the rug got pulled out from underneath you, we can help. So that session is for you guys, for non-art storefronts customers, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific, 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Okay, and on that note, I should mention too, we have a summer special going on in July, guys, to join art storefronts at a discount. It's a great discount. If you've ever been thinking about joining and you want to take your business forward, July, this month is the time, all right? There's only, there's 2 weeks left, in terms of business days before this thing is done, all right? So if you're interested in that, get a demo request in. You can go to our website. There's always a demo request button on the website in the upper right-hand corner. If you're on Instagram, there's a link in the bio. It says request a demo. And on Facebook, there's a link in this post, right, where you can request a demo. Is that right?
Always.
Always.
Yeah, link there, so just the link tree, the link in the bio on Instagram.
Exactly. And there's no commitment on that, you guys. So if you're looking to learn more about what we do, request a demo, and then one of our team members will reach out to you, learn more about you, what you're up to, take a look at your art, what your goals are, and see if you're a good fit. And then they can go over everything with you. So that's.
And by the way, follow us on YouTube for heaven's sake. Putting out some fire over there. Fire content over there all the time. Barely getting any subscribers over there. No love on the YouTube, I tell you.
There's some good binge, possibilities out there, for those of you who want to binge on some good content on YouTube. We got a lot of YouTube videos that go way back with some great topics. Another thing we should say too is that, you guys, these shows that we're doing, like today, when we're talking about different topics, we are now putting those on our podcast. All right. So they're loaded up on there. So if you've been missing them and you want to binge on the podcast while you're exercising or taking a walk or doing anything like that, they are now on the podcast. So you can grab a bunch of these and just download a ton of information. So,
yeah. Rachel's laughing at us, but Rachel, you got to think through that CTA. I got to answer this, Nick. I need you to enter. Hey.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, Rachel, on the CTA, that's how you got to do it on yours. It's exactly how you got to do it on yours, right? When you're going live yourself and you're talking about your art, and you're showing different stuff, you've got a smooth way to do your CTA. So, all right, guys, if you have any other questions, I'm going to stroll through on Instagram here. If you guys have them on Facebook or YouTube, we will handle them. Yeah. So for pricing of art storefronts, the best thing to do is request a demo, and then they can go over all of that with you. For those of you who don't know, there's 2 things that we do. First of all, we are an all-in-one solution to help photographers and artists build their own valuable fine art business, okay? We do that by providing 2 core things. Number 1, the proper art gallery website. Number 2, ongoing business and marketing consulting for life, okay? That's what it is. The whole thing together, we believe, is like essentially a business in a box or an all-in-one solution to give you everything you need to take your business to the next level. Okay, what else do we have here? Can I sell other items like jewelry and other things aside from my art on the sites? Yes, you can. No problem. We have all of the website features, the generic website features that you would find on any other platform, like the generic ones like a Squarespace or something like that. But then we also have everything for selling art. That's obviously the specialty. So yes, you can sell any items. We have artists that are selling courses, like painting classes and things like that. People selling pottery, people selling sculpture, and so forth. All right, excellent, guys. We will leave it there. Looks like we're all good with the questions. Hey, Todd. All right. Again, yeah, for those of you who are not Art Storefronts members already, we will see you on the live free consulting tomorrow, 11 Pacific, 1 Central, 2 Eastern. Other than that, good to see all of you guys, and we will talk to you later.